In this section, we are going to discuss about the configuring the Soho network. Soho is a small office and home office networks. So let's start. So Soho network actually based on the Soho routers. So first we are going to discuss which devices are used in a Soho. It is called Soho router, right? So if we are imagine about the internet, so we can think there is a thousands, millions, or the devices are connected worldwide. Of course, internet is not owned by the any specific company organization. This is just a combination of the multiple companies and multiple networks. So internet having the multiple small networks, a larger network means which having the millions of the computers connected in the network. But also there is a very low organization or the small offices exist in a world which having the couple of the computers and the other devices. It is called a small office or the home office. Home office means when you are looking at your home, yes, of course, you have the internet connection at your home. So there is a single router, that's it, nothing else. Routers, there is some devices are connected directly by the LAN cable if there is a desktop. Either most of the devices are connected through the wireless medium like your mobile phone, tablet or your laptop. So everything happened or managed by the single device. It is called router. It is also called Soho router. So whatever the network is created inside your home or your office, it is called local area network, LAN. Okay, so local area network which having the couple of computers or the devices, maybe the laptop or the mobile or tablet. So a small office or the home office is a Soho categories of the LANs, means one type of the LAN. There is another type of the LAN which is exist in a corporate or the big organizations which having approximately the thousands of the computer are running in the same network, or 200 or the 100 or 50 computers in the same network. And wide area network, I have told you about the internet already. So what the Soho router consists or the part of the Soho router, what is the functionality or the features? So first feature is a multifunction network appliances. It is the only devices which have the lots of the functionality inside the single router. What are the functionality? First functionality is a modem. Modem is a functionality which is going to be modulate analog signal into the digital signal and digital signal to analog signal. Cable is directly connected to your WAN port and it is start to working as a modem. And also it is the switch. Why switch? Because there is a multiple devices are connected through the LAN card as well as the wireless interface card. So they can communicate with each other. They are working as a switch. And of course there is a WAP, wireless access point, because a router having this antenna which is sending the signals or broadcasting the signals and allow the wireless devices connect with the same router and using the network. And also it is working as a router. Why? Because one port is a WAN port connected through the internet, another ports are connected through the LAN. So it is working as a router and sometimes it is working as a firewall. Establish a local area network and connect it to the internet or the WAN. It is possible. How? Let's check more about it. So there is a multiple layers exist, or we will discuss about the multiple layer functions of the Soho network or the Soho router. So what are the functionality? First is a RJ45 ports on the physical level for the cabled network connections. There is a connector. There is a female connector which is allow the male connector RJ45 to plugged into it. Connecting another side is a cable, and then this cable is connected with your desktop. Same is a desktop. There is another port is a WAN port which is allow or connected with the internet. One cable is coming from the internet and connected over the WAN. It may be the RJ45 or it may be the fiber optical, or it may be cable to connect on it. So it is working as a modem as well for the WAN connectivity. WAN port to connect with the internet service provider. It may be the BSNL, Airtel or other internet service provider. And here is a RJ45 ports to connect the host on the local network via the cables. There is also one antenna. This antenna sending and receiving the radio signals. Radio antenna that sends and receive the wireless signal, which is help to the connect devices which having the wireless interface to connect with the network, like your mobile phone or the tablet. On the data link layer functionality, there is a LAN cards, LAN, and here is a Wi-Fi internet card which is connected with the wireless devices. So AP, as you know, AP is working over the data link layer or the layer 2, and this is the LAN connector which is working over the layer 2 or working as a switch, which is allow all the computers can connect with each other on the same network. When data is traveling in a same network or in a LAN, it is traveling in the form of the frame we have discussed already, and identify with the MAC address, and the MAC address of this device is AAA and AV and AC, then the AD and AE and AF. So wireless device and the wire device can communicate with each other. Wireless devices can communicate with each other, and also wireless devices can communicate with the wired device as well. So here is Ethernet switch having the 4 ports, and all ports is a RJ45 female connector. Wireless access point, this is implement a Wi-Fi standard. Connect stations in a wireless LAN, or it is called a WLAN. Connected to the switch to bridge wired and wireless segment in a single data link layer, because Wi-Fi and the wireless cannot communicate out, because here is creating a bridge to make the connectivity between it. And they are identified with the MAC addresses. What happened? The same thing happened over the data link layer. This is the functionality, because data is traveling in the form of the frame, and frames are identified with the help of the MAC address. So the another functionality is a network layer functionality, or the layer 3. This is working as a router, because it is name is a Soho router. So Soho router also work as a router. So what is the network? Network here, here is a LAN, all the local area network. Local area network having the network address is 192.168.1.0/24. So /24 means the number instead of the 0 is 12254, any number in between. So here is a number is 101, 102, 103, and 3 devices having the IP address .104, 105, 106. These devices can communicate with the Google or the ISP, Internet Service Provider, which having the IP address 0.this1, and this is providing a IP address to which connected over this port number. So this port number, when you are open the Google, and you can run the command. Here you will search what is my IP address, right? So you will find this IP address. This is the actual IP address of my internet service provider. This IP address provided me by the ISP. In another hand, if I open my CMD command line interface, where I will enter the IP config command and I will see this is the IP address, this is the IP address of my local area network. And this is the public IP address and the local IP address. So similar, there is a ISP, IP address of the ISP and IP address of the. Now this LAN or these computers can communicate with the Google, ISP or other internet. So why this has happened? Because this is working as a router, because it is making the communication between the two different networks. This is the public network, this is the private network. And private network can communicate with the public network. In this case, this is working as a router, or this functionality is called the network layer functions. Now there is another layers. Their layers is a transport layer, application layer and some security function. So on the transport layer or the application layer and the security functions, so there is a basic firewall, and basic firewall making the filtering between the public and the private zones, and they can specify, allow or the block the rules for the based on the IP addresses. Means this IP address should be blocked or this IP address allow. And specific allow block rules for the layer 4 ports numbers. Numbers means port number any, maybe 65535, any number. It may be the 80, it may be the 21, it may be the 22, whatever it is. And having the authentication access to the wireless network. If any wireless device want to connect with this, they are using, you need to use the password to connect with, and also you have ability to change this configuration. So protect the Soho router management interface. Which is you are going to access like this IP address, using this IP address access this TP link, and where it have the default password. When you are accessing the first time, you need to access the default username and the password. So having the username, default username and password is breach of the security or the weak security. So you need to provide some security by changing the password. Enter the old password and enter the new is a strong password, similar like this. Once you will set up the password, so you can save this information.